Good evening. Welcome to the Power Hour. I am Steve, along with the urban sensation C Red. And tonight, joining us on this show, we have got two CSW superstars, one of which has a title opportunity this Friday night in Franklin Park as CSW returns to live action presents With a Vengeance. And of course, I'm talking about the up and coming, well, not really up and coming anymore, kind of here and now, Jack Johnson and his manager, Lando Calrissian. I'm sorry. I'm just playing. It's, of course, Big Business Levi.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
We're going to talk to these guys in a minute, and they're going to entertain the hell out of you.
Are you good? You good?
Straight, man?
Hitting the blunt too hard, man?
What's up, old man? You all right?
Y'all ain't got nothing to do with this. He know what this is about.
All right.
Okay.
Real quick, on our last episode, we talked about it. I had a little bit of a disagreement with Paragon. We all know Paragon from the Tribunal. And I said there was no way in hell he was going to beat Marche Rocket one-on-one this past Saturday. Well, somehow hell froze over. Dogs and cats were living together, and it was mass hysteria. And the Paragon won the match over Marche Rocket, not only beating him, but pinning him clean. It doesn't happen a lot in this day and age. Marche Rocket, arguably one of the top superstars I've ever seen work live. So part of our agreement, the wager I made, was if he somehow beat Marche, that I would publicly apologize. So I'm going to start my apologizing by trying to accurately depict the man that is Paragon. So here we go. Hailing from Paisley Park, New Metropolis, he is the tantalizing torture artist, Mr. 23 positions, 1,000 submissions, the lady killer, the pain dealer, Mr. Brig Drip Energy, Mr. Steal Your Girl Long Drip Style, All Night Driver Wild, give her back to you and make you say thank you. They call him Drip Flair, Hip Swayer, the player from the Himalayas, the apogee of all he sees, the Fresh Prince of Magnificence, Mr. Smooth as Ice, Mr. Twice as Nice, never had a bad day in his whole damn life, mouth like Ali, dangerous like Tyson. If you allow the smooth taste to fool you, you'll get lost in the sauce and wish for something sweet as pain. He is the vainglorious and the notorious Paragon. Paragon beat Marche Rocket clean. That makes Paragon pretty fucking good. There you go, Purple Rain. That's all you get from me. And if I find out you're the one,
I just know that.
You got on a purple shirt. If I find out you came to my house, you and I got a problem. Now, moving on.
You got on a purple shirt. Oh,
that's my Paragon tribute.
Oh,
I apologize. He's talented. It takes one hell of an athlete to beat a Marche Rocket clean. So Paragon, that's for you. But like I said, if I find you showed up at my house, you and I got problems. So
what you talking about?
Moving right along, Jax Johnson.
Yes.
He is CSW strong. We have proven that now quite a few times. Brother, you and I go way, way back. We go deep back.
Way back. Like what?
Beat back. All the way to your days of T. When you were rocking and rolling in GPW. And I seem to remember taking a kick in the side of my head from you in your faction with Johnny Wild. We've come a long way since then. And I'm a forgive and forget kind of guy. And
well, we teamed up together. We did. You
showed me a lot in the new standard. And here we are at CSW. And now you have risen to heights to deserve this title shot you're getting against Jake Andrews. Your rise in CSW has been pretty intense. You've been in some pretty impressive matches. Talk a little bit about how you feel about where you've been over the past several months and where you hope to go after this match with Jake or Jake from wrestling.
Well, it's still Jake Andrews to me, but like, hey, yo, I'm just like ready to like, show everybody and their mama like, yo, it's the here and now. Your boy about to do his thing, about to get this metro title, show everybody that, yo, I am worth the price of admission. I am worth the greatest show in the square circle. You feel me? Simple as that. And take that metro belt to great heights and, do what it do. You know what I'm saying?
Typical Sweet Tea, mile a minute. But I love
exactly.
it. I love your enthusiasm, which is why you have this title shot now. Red, you're looking at this man and you see how young he is. And right now he is he reminds me of some of the people that you used to run with back in the day. He's got a whole lot of swagger when he comes out of the curtain. And when he's in that ring, he might be keeping it light, but when that bell rings, he's all business. Talk to this man a little bit about being a young wrestler with his first title opportunity, because you've been there. The people in your faction, the legendary Soul Touches, have been there. He's had titles before, but this is a really, really big opportunity that he's been given right here. Kind of speak to that.
So let's go back. Jax already, before we started, pretty much said, last time I saw him was 2017. So when I saw him, he was a snot-nosed trainee.
Dude, wipe your nose, you're embarrassing me.
Hey, I'm just saying. But he survived this long.
Yes.
So I give kudos to that. You heard me and Marche talk last week, about the infamous training, that we went through. Nobody goes through rarely nowadays, but guys didn't make it. That particular guy definitely didn't make it.
Yeah.
But so Jax, I knew that class, so to see Jax has survived and still thriving, shows heart. Again, it's one of the things you got to have in this business is heart. So you can't, you can't take this lightly. This is the type of thing that everybody sees it. It's easy when you're on the outside. Oh, I can do that. Yeah, sure. And then when you get on the other side of the ropes, it's a totally different ball game. You can contest to that, Steve.
Well,
so yeah, first opportunity at a major title.
Yeah.
That speaks in and of itself. But at the same time, have confidence,
Yeah. Oh, baby, I got plenty of confidence, man. Trust and believe, man. I trust and believe. I am focused. I am ready for this opportunity. Been a long time coming, man. About to show everybody what I'm about. About to get this belt by any means necessary. I don't care how I'm gonna get it, as long as I get the belt. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that.
It's funny. I've seen Jax go through many changes in his career over the past couple of years that I've known him. I've seen him go through different versions of himself, trying to find what worked to make him special. And it seems to me almost the way you did with some people, C-Red, back in the day, that sometimes when you pair up with a manager that has the right ideas and the right information and puts you in the right positions at the right time and has your back, that can make a big difference in this business. And I have not seen Jax flourish like he's flourishing under the tutelage, shall we say, of Big Business Levi here. What about Jax made you want to embrace him and bring him in to work with you as far as manager?
Well, Jax is very athletic. He's got a lot of charisma. The energy
too much charisma for his own damn good.
Oh, it's all good, man. It fits him. The energy that he brings out there is just it's beyond 100%. And somehow, you know, I'm able to feed off of that, managing him, and he's able to feed off of me. And it's just that the connection there is just like, it's real strong. So, you know, I mean, the kid is just, he's got the whole package, man. You know, I mean, the look, the skills, all that. And the whole point is taking it to another level, which is what we're trying to get at. And hey, you know, later on down the line, you know, if it goes to A to Z,
Oh yeah.
then hey, so be it. But you know, right now we're just taking baby steps with it. Yeah.
That's solid. C Red, when you were breaking in and you and Marche and Jazz and you guys were all young and you were talking about practice the last time we had a show, and you were talking about some of the weird little things about practice that would stand out in your mind. Did anybody you train with have little idiosyncrasies that would come out in practice that might be perceived as unusual, like maybe wearing certain shirts that might be a little unusual?
No, I mean, so
Jax knows where I'm going with this.
I already know what you're going with this, man. Well, I'm gonna let C-Red finish, and I'll jump in.
As far as practice goes, we didn't give a damn what you wore. We were there to practice. So, you know, practice is practice. Now, work days is all about business. Now, Willie, that's a whole different ball of wax. You don't know what the hell he gonna have on his damn shirt. You know, so it might be, you know, a custom shirt he done had made, or it's superheroes, or what. Again, you just didn't know. And it's funny you say that. I remember when we put Team Damn It back together. Don't you hate pop-ups? And Willie, when you, oh my God, he just had on so much jewelry, and it was just ridiculous. I mean, just overly abundant amount of jewelry. And the best jewelry story is trying to get to Philly. Can you imagine Willie having to take all of this jewelry? Because Willie had never been on the plane. So can you imagine going through post 9/11, going through Midway, and having to take off all of that jewelry? All of it. You got to take it all off. Belt buckle, all the stuff on your arms, all around his neck. And he was like, what? Like literally, me, Shay, and Jazz could have went, ate breakfast, ordered breakfast, got it, sat down and ate, and put our trays away, and Willie still wouldn't have been done.
Damn.
We waited at least 25 minutes just for Willie to get through TSA. And you would have thought he would have learned coming back that, oh, I'll put this in my bag so I don't have to deal with this coming back.
Oh, not he didn't. He just like, fuck it. I'm gonna just keep wearing it, keep going through TSA like that. That's
really.
Dude, it was like, dude, if you ain't at the car by the time we you better find a ride back to my house. But I mean, you know, but shirts,
you know, iced out.
Hey, no, what my main man, what interview man was getting at was that me, I used to always, you know, wear different like adult entertainers or like, you know, different women on my shirts when I practice.
It's I'm like distracting when you're training to grappling with old Jack here. Especially we had a couple of girls that were training too. So
I did that one time. I did that one time. And my ex-wife, so I bought this shirt and it had a voluptuous woman on it. And I loved it. I mean, because she looked, you know, And my ex-wife, but we were married at the time, she wasn't crazy about that shirt. But I wore it out, and she give me that side eye like, that's all the shirts you have. That's the one you wear out in public.
Oh man.
Okay, so
Wow.
Yeah, that's what
I understand the temptation to wear it.
It's a good shirt. I don't know what I don't see nothing wrong with it.
When women start giving you the side eye, like
There was some side eye.
that was
always.
then you
I'm gonna steal a line. I'm gonna steal a line from C Red. Here's the funny part. Mitch Blake would come in while he was flying around, and he wouldn't notice it off the bat. It would be at the most random time where he would see the shirt, and he would halt practice, and the Mitch Blake was like, "Tate, what the hell are you wearing, man?"
And I just go, yo, fam, it's one of my favorite shirts, man.
It'd be in the middle of drop downs. Everybody doing drop downs.
Like, what?
The hell you got on?
And we used to, the woman that used to do a lot of the concession work for GPW would sometimes stop by the school, and you got T up in the ring wearing the Milk Maidens t-shirt.
Oh,
she would come in with her son, and we would be like, "Hey, turn around!"
Yeah, I know, right? But
turn it inside out. Do something.
It wasn't even that bad. All you just saw was just some butts. It wasn't like no nudity. You know what I mean? It wasn't that bad. Nah, it wasn't that bad. Okay.
Bring that.
Steve, let me ask this. Mm-hmm. Remember Ice-T?
Yeah.
So remember the album Colors?
Yeah.
You remember the album cover?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Remember when you turned the cover to the back of the album?
Mm-hmm.
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, so I need you to remember Colors album.
Okay. All right.
It was his then wife, Ice-T, and his DJ.
Okay.
And then flip it to the back.
Backside.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to Google that.
I'm doing it right now. And
was it that bad?
We're gonna pause the show for just a minute.
You gotta pause the show.
Everybody is Googling.
We're all Googling.
Everybody's Googling. Like,
you in England, Google Ice-T Colors. Let's all get on C Red.
That's way before his time.
It's not way before my time.
No, I'm talking about my man.
It's it was way before me. I mean,
yeah.
when it came out, like I was in 95. I was born in 95, so.
Oh my God!
In high school in 95.
Let's not even go there.
88. Yeah, I'm old.
It's hey, us 70s baby rules, Steve. In red, us 70s baby rules.
Okay, my bad. It wasn't. Okay.
It was Ice-T. It was Power. Like I said, it was him in the middle.
It might have been Power. Yeah,
his
Power.
His
Googling the damn wrong thing. Well, that was gone to shit.
No, it didn't go. And then no. There was a voluptuous woman on there, but no, it wasn't. It was roughly about that.
Now I remember.
It's the Power.
Yeah,
it's Power. Yeah,
you gotta flip it around.
I believe Jax had that woman on his shirt, but she wasn't wearing that many clothes.
Anyway, not that many clothes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he was wearing.
Nah.
Okay.
Well, a lot of.
Oh my God, Jax.
Anyways,
send me that shirt, Jax. Send me the shirt.
I told that story.
I got plenty. I got plenty. I got.
Around. I tell that story for a reason, because that was the first time I met him, and I knew then that there was something about this guy that was going to be great at some point. He was very raw. He was still learning, how to do some of the basics at that point, but you could see the character, and it's almost like that character that you were is what you are now. And you've got big business Levi, so that kind of makes you a double threat. Question for Levi, and Red, I'll have Red chime in on this when you're done. Managers in 2021, it's not something you see as much as you used to. I still see C Red at multiple promotions doing managerial work in the traditional fashion, and I think it always adds to the match in just about every way, but you don't see it on TV very much anymore.
No, you don't.
I see a handful of others. Obviously, we all know Chaz Moretti. He's still doing the manager thing.
Mhm.
I've done managerial stuff in the corner of wrestlers before a time or two, not to the length of you guys. Do you think it's due for a comeback, or do you think that this is a dinosaur concept? Because I was reading a post today by Brutal Bob Evans, who said commissioners and general manager characters should be banned from wrestling now because it's hurting the business. And I was like, damn, he wants me out of a job. I thought Bob loved me. But what I'm saying is they're talking about these characters that aren't directly in the ring being expendable. How do you feel about that? I'm going to start with Levi, and then I want to get Red's opinion. So what do you think about managers 2021? Good thing, bad thing? Is it going to be extinct? What are your thoughts?
Well, personally, I think it's a good thing. I think that it needs to make a strong comeback. Going back to the 70s, 80s, and, early, middle part of the 90s or halfway through the 90s, it was used a lot. The manager was there to add like the spice to the steak, meaning as in, helping out the wrestler, or kind of, giving them that flair. Of course, as being a mouthpiece as well. But I think that managers are more of the connection to the wrestler. And I think it needs to make a comeback. I mean, you don't see it as much as, of course, in the professional level, like you used to back in the day. But
I mean, you got Paul Heyman doing it, but is he he's more of an advocate and talking where, talking isn't very gifted. I think he's compensating for a lack of skill in some of his clients as he goes. But go ahead, continue.
Well, Paul Heyman, I tip my hat off to the man. I mean,
Absolutely.
he's a genius.
Always has been.
He's a legend. I'm sorry, what was that?
Always has been.
Oh yeah, for decades.
Yeah.
I would say second. He would be second to Bobby Heenan. Of course, Bobby Heenan is the number one uno. But looking at how the way he is used compared to how managers are used back in the day, it's not as prevalent on point like it is like it was back then. And I think that if it used to be a time when a wrestler would retire from in ring and then just work as a manager, but then it's like nowadays they want you to wrestle and manage. If I stand to be corrected, that is. But hell, look at Slick. He never wrestled, but he still was able to get in there, talk, do his thing, and of course take bumps as well. But yeah, I think that it is overdue, and that it should make a strong comeback. Even valetes as well. You don't see that many. Sherry, wasn't it Sherry Shep?
Sherry Martin.
Oh,
Sensational Sherry.
Yeah, Sensational Sherry, right? Sensational Sherry's and stuff like that. So, I mean, hey, we live in the nostalgia age. Everything that was big back in the days, 60s, 70s, 80s, from movies to clothes or whatever, that's making a comeback, then hey,
You're saying what's always new, basically, right?
What's always
What's old
is new again. Exactly.
Except your hooker t-shirts, Jack.
Oh man, no, that's always gonna be in style, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
See, Red, you have been one of the great managers in the Midwest of all time. There are very, very few that can touch your body of work. You were a traditional manager in the line of in the style of Bobby Heenan, because you had stables and you've had more than one. So you are the perfect person to corroborate Levi's claims, and you've had years of experience. So what are your thoughts?
You're a legend as well, my brother. I tip my hat out to you. Definitely.
Urban sensation for a reason. Iconic.
It's dead. let's just call it for what it is. Really, another pop-up. Oh my God. It's dead. And here's why. Nobody wants to see a manager. They rather see a half-naked chick that they can Google over and make a fool of themselves.
Mm.
Now, hence the reason valets are dead. Why? Because no chick wants to just wear an outfit and be a valet. So 9 times out of 10, they train to be a wrestler. See, everybody wants the limelight. Everybody wants that spotlight on them. Nobody wants to say, let me put the spotlight on them, him, her. You've got a few. You brought up Paul Heyman, who also worked at Windy City. Was the booker at one point. Paul Heyman, you guys have already stated, is a genius. I don't think it's not the fact that Paul can talk his butt off.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
But again, you've got to grasp the concept. That's where they want him. They want him to say as little as possible. Say what you have to say, but then pass it off. If you notice, he gets more airtime on talking smack than he does when he's managing.
True.
So that shows that, hey, and again, I'm sure Paul has some say so, but you know, at the end of the day, we know who's writing the checks. So,
the man who puts damn zombies up in that
let's not even talk. Oh my God. Anyway,
Swink, do not watch this and call this show. Damn it.
when I started, again, I never started to be a manager. I started to wrestle. But at some point, again, I started at 30 and realized that I can't keep up with 18-year-old Marche Rocket. There's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to run the ropes like him. And now you know, Isaias Velasquez, you know, flying all over the place. Like, no, there was no way. And not that I probably could have physically done it, but my body was not in shape to do it. And I wasn't, you know, so, but I still trained. And then it just became a part where, like, I can talk better than I can wrestle.
Story of my life.
So I mean,
the man.
But then when I decided to manage, I was serious. So I went old school. So again, and I've said it. And Levi disappeared.
Yeah, I know, right?
Levi gone.
Just left.
Move the groceries. Yeah, I think he must be in his servants' quarters.
There he is.
I
I took on the role serious. So again, like, and I've said it a bunch of times to you, it was me, you know. So making sure the guys got flight information, making sure hotels were taken care of, you know, trying to figure out, you know, where we eating, and, you know, making sure we're on at the building on time, rental cars if we needed to, or making sure we got a ride from point A to point B, you know, all of that stuff. I took all that stuff seriously, and I still take it seriously. With the ARC, again, I make sure, hey, everybody, you know, we got to be here on time. This is what we're, you know, doing. This is what we're wearing. I'm fortunately blessed enough to still be, you know, it's funny you brought it up, but I am one of the managers that wrestles. So on June 12th, ladies and gentlemen, Steve is waiting to see me get my hand kicked in.
Right, that young girl is going to kick his face right off his body.
Not going to happen. But I mean, it could always come back. And I love the enthusiasm of Levi for wanting it to come back. I mean, I would love, but here's the thing also, everybody ain't cut out to be a manager either.
I found that out.
I hate to put people on blast, but there's a fan that contacted me, I want to say about last year. And see, Red, I've known you for these years and I want to be a manager. So I told him, like everybody else, you got to go to school, get the right training, go to a reputable school, not to just somebody take your money. I gave him a name of a few places. Never went, right?
Mhm.
He hit me up 2 weeks ago. This is hilarious. And said that a friend of his was contacted that they wanted to use them as managers in AEW. And I looked at my screen, so I looked at my phone and I really like
Gotta take a double take.
and like I had to think about it. Like, so I told him, I said, is this legit? And yeah, it's for real. I said, well, let me explain something to you. AEW, and again, I'm not no way near, shape, form, fashion affiliated with them. But hey, you want to give a brother a job? I believe they have enough people where if they want you, they would contact you directly. They won't second, third, fourth hand reach out, especially to somebody that has no experience, none. So we bantered back and forth for at least 2 days. Finally, I just told him, I said, dude, I don't think it's real. I can't make your decision for you. I don't believe it's legit.
Next thing you know, he turned on AEW.
No.
His friend is Don Callis.
Steve, you would be a better manager. You would be a better manager than this guy.
Oh, wow.
So, pile of dog shit because
I mean,
I rank at a manager.
But again, people, here's the thing. If you're gonna be in this business, and that's the other thing, people always think that if you want to be in this business, you have to lace the boots and get inside the square circle. And people don't understand there are a plethora of jobs that make a show go on. And the show couldn't go on without, of course, wrestlers, without referees, without announcers. Again, most shows nowadays use commentators. You need security. You need concession. There's jobs to be done. But if you're gonna do it to the best of your full ability. But most people, again, I told you, Steve, we live in that gimme era. Give me the glory, give me the spotlight, give me, and nobody wants to bust their butt.
What happened to paying your dues, man? What happened to paying your dues?
but a lot of people don't. That concept is slowly going away because, again, people want it now. Again, I use the analogy when me and Steve were growing up. Hi, Steve.
Yeah.
Our parents, our moms had to go into the kitchen after work, 2 or 3 hours, slave over a stove, and cook a hot meal. Right?
Yeah.
Now, all you got to do is, if you don't use Uber Eats and DoorDash and all of that, you go in the freezer, pull out a box, rip the top off, put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. Ding, there's dinner. You want gratification now. You don't want to wait for it. You want it now. And people don't believe that, me That's why I have a lot of respect for Jax, because I was there when Jax was carrying that ring up 2 flights of stairs.
Oh my God.
I would see Jax after the show, and he probably never even paid it any attention that I was paying attention to him. But I would see him show over, and soon as match is done, he's out there helping tear down the ring, helping carry everything again down 2 flights of stairs, put it in a truck, come back up. So, and again, that just shows his, how bad he wanted it. Levi did the same thing, but again,
That's right. I keep forgetting you and Levi go back a ways.
yeah. So again,
Yeah.
you have to realize that a lot of people don't want to do that. They think that's beneath them. It's funny. I saw a picture of Jimmy Hart over the weekend. Jimmy Hart was setting up chairs. Now, this is Hall of Fame, world-renowned, mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. And he's at a show setting up chairs. There's no reason why Jimmy Hart should have touched the chair. If anybody else was in that building, they should have, I got this, Jimmy. But even the person that took the picture should have said, let me put my damn phone down.
And illegal help.
And
Jimmy.
But that's the mindset that, oh, I'm a wrestler. I don't have to do that. Like, I've been around, and I hate it when I would see people train at CSW. Then they disappear. Then they pop up somewhere else 2 months later. And, oh, I'm a wrestler. What? And I would tell any promoter, don't put him in my match. Not against my guy, not against me. Don't put him in, because I'm ripping them apart. I'm ripping them apart, because you are bad for this business, because you want now. You want it now. And guess what? 2 months, when other guys, again, and we can tell the stories day and night, where used to go for months and months and years before you got a match. It wasn't until you were ready, because there's more than just knowing a move. It's much more. So if you can't even put a match together, here's a perfect example. JPH, who you saw Saturday, Steve. Yep. I knew him when he started. Garbage. And to see him Saturday, and I mean, we worked together in other places, but to see him Saturday, I was like, damn, I'm proud. He put in the work. He didn't have the attitude of gimme, gimme, gimme. I'm going to bust my ass. That's why, and I can say this is my show, or our show. As much as I like Jake, and hey, Jake, I still got a win over you. I pinned Jake before too.
Oh man, it's gonna be a breeze in Friday, right?
No. But here's the thing. I do think Jake's title is in jeopardy. And this is nothing against Levi. I'm just going mano y mano, skill for skill. I see Jax being able to be the new Metro champion, Mr. GM. And I mean, I take nothing away from Jake, but at the same time, I see I can see a new Metro champion. I can see since hi CSW, I'm not invited to the show. GM.
GM, man.
I can see getting up Sunday morning and scrolling through my phone and see new Metro champ Jack Johnson. I can see it.
I can see
And
it too.
and I wouldn't be holding my phone going, damn, how that happen? No, I'd be like, okay.
You pretty much looking through a crystal ball right now, aren't you, Ray?
I'm again, the tenacity, the heart, the fortitude that both of you have shown, but more importantly in this discussion that Jax has shown, has proven again over the past few months he deserves this shot. But not only that, he has the skills to beat Jake Andrews. And that's a dangerous. See, here's the thing. I think Jake, and I could be out of line talking for Jake, but Jake has fought many of people, Steve. Every month you put somebody new in front of Jake, right?
Yeah, and
he has
really
the belt. But here's the thing. Here's Jack. Here's the problem. He's hungry. He's never held a major title. So guess what? He's dangerous. He has everything to gain and nothing to lose. Because most people, I guarantee you, are already counting him out. They're just saying Jake Andrews will, do like he's done this month and this month and that month and that month. Yeah. And he's going to walk away again with the title. What does Jack Johnson have to lose, Steve? What? If he loses a match, everybody says, oh, well, we know Jake was going to beat him anyway. But if he wins, guess what that does to your locker room, Steve? Everybody in your locker room is now wondering what the hell just happened. Then what's going to happen is people in your locker room are going to go to Levi and say, I just saw what you did to Jack Johnson. Would you please manage me? Would you please take my contract? Would you please let me sit under your tree? And can you talk to that ugly GM and get me a title shot? That I'm telling you, what could be the best thing for them can be your worst nightmare on Friday, because chaos will ensue, because nobody believes it can happen except for one person. Well, I'll say three people, and three of them are on the screen.
Well, thank you, C-Red. Like you said yourself, I'm very confident in my ability. I'm confident in my athleticism. I'm confident in my wrestling ability, my chain wrestling, my mat wrestling. And look, Jake Andrews been, he went through a last man standing match against some, I don't want to say his name, give him no clout off my name, but he's wounded. He ain't like me. He gonna go against a hungry, young, talented athlete like myself. And if he's gonna take me lightly, I'm gonna smoke him. I'm gonna smoke his ass straight up.
Non-stop, baby.
You allowing them to cuss on our show?
Well, y'all just cussing.
This 2021, my brother.
Just
come
cussing.
on.
It's our show. We can do this. Y'all can't. We can.
Don't do as we do. Do as we say. That's
fine. Everybody here is grown.
I was fired up,
do
man.
As we say, not as we do. Didn't y'all
hey, do what it do, my brother. Do what it do.
Well, I was just fired up. You know what I mean? Because I am the underdog, and best believe I'm gonna use everything I have. Use, by any means necessary. I'm gonna get that title. You know what I'm saying, GM man? You worried about shenanigans? Shenanigans gonna happen. If it happens, it happens. Right. But as long as I will come out as your new Metro Division champion, best believe I'm gonna get this mother lover pumping and jumping. You feel me?
Right. A storm is coming. It's brewing hard, baby.
Steve, I got a question. I've never asked this question, and I have to have it answered. Steve, I need an answer.
All right.
So with the Metro Division Championship, right?
Right.
Do you get unlimited rides on Metro?
I don't believe so.
No.
I believe it's the spirit of the title. It's very interesting. People have said, why Jax? Why give him a title opportunity? Why him? Why now? It's pretty simple.
My stock is rising.
I've been GM
That's right.
now of CSW for a little over a year. I was general manager of GPW for quite a while when we were doing things, and I've watched Jax go from dark match at the beginning of a show, pre-show match, to prominence to a certain extent. If you just watch the last two shows that we had at CSW and you watch him in his matches, when you look at the people that he's tussling with, he clearly shows that he may be head and shoulders above them talent wise. Now, it didn't always translate into wins, but a lot of wrestling, you don't necessarily have to look at the win and loss. You look at the entertainment value, you look at the physicality, you look at what they do, how aggressive they are in the ring. Plus, you've got Dollar Store Lando Calrissian here with the Cavassier.
Dollar Store Lando Calrissian with the
I've been waiting all day to say that. I've been waiting.
I bet you was. I bet you was.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna show you something. I'll be right back.
He's going to get the feathers.
He's gonna get the cake.
Feathers. Hey, feel free to clean up your closet. Anyway, we'll let Red talk about his groceries in a minute.
Man,
you're getting an opportunity because you deserve an opportunity. You're getting an opportunity because you've worked your ass off. You've worked so hard and gotten so much better.
Cavassier, Dollar Store, Big Business Levi's, fine wine.
Oh, you got to do the plug.
There it is.
Big Business
Courtesy of Photoshop.
Fine wine. It
I want the
does
plug.
it right every time, and I ain't talking about no Court 45.
He's got his own wine. Okay, that's good. Well, we got
Clearly,
clearly you're in,
no, baby.
Clearly, you're doing this interview in the storage shed of your vineyard.
Oh my God, you got Joe.
He don't want you to see the big mansion he has and show all the pictures.
All you got to do is pan left. There's a stack of porno mags that Jack has got to the side there.
Oh yeah, of course.
Now see, you talking about Red talking about why we cussing. Red sitting up there smoking. What is that?
Steve, what do I do every week?
He says, "Do as they said, not as they do."
What do I do every week? Do I not smoke on my show?
Okay, all right. So why can't my man cuss on
it's our show.
It's 2021. Everybody here grown, brother.
It's the Power Hour. Listen with Steve and C Red with guests.
I'm sorry. My man Jax, we didn't cancel culture. He didn't offended everybody.
It was just me being fired up. I was just fired up because, like I said, I'm the underdog.
It's cool. And we left it alone. And what is wrong with you?
He just bringing up old stuff.
We left it alone and let him keep saying what he was saying.
It's all good.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
It's all good, my brother.
Don't do that.
You're getting Red all fired up. You're getting Red all fired up. He's going to reach out across the Zoom and knock your glasses off.
Oh, man.
Right.
Oh, wow. You heard that, Jax?
I heard him. But GM man, go ahead and
continue on.
Go ahead, GM man, or interview man, or host man. Can I call you host man?
Call me whatever you want. The point is, Jax is ready for an opportunity like this. And with effort and with skill and with the growth that he's shown, he's earned this opportunity. And that's why he and Jake Andrews are going to have one of the hottest matches on the card. It's going to be high energy. Jake Andrews is one of the most athletic, frenetic, high impact people we have on our roster. You like to put people like that in matches with people that have equal skill, which is why I'm so happy that Marco's gone. But anyway,
trust and believe, man.
But we got two young men that believe in high energy and high tempo matches. So the people aren't going to be able to breathe because it's going to be so fast and furious. And then, of course, you have the X factor, the man that has polished Jax to make him what he is. And that's Big Business Levi, the last of the great managers.
I'm honored.
As much as I kid you about the dollar store, I think when you come out to the ring with your clients, it's pretty impressive. It's a throwback to a forgotten time.
Thank you.
Honestly, when you walk through the curtain, sometimes I remember the one time I got to see it live. It was at Crash Tested Wrestling when the Soul Touches came out and surprised everybody because we didn't even know they were on the card, and that music hit and that man came out leading the way, and it was C Red. To even put you to compare you to what Red has done is the highest compliment I can give. But
Thank
it
you.
takes something special to be a manager that impacts a client and a match. So, I'm giving you the respect maybe you deserve. Maybe Dollar Store Orlando Coward.
There you go with that dollar store
Nah.
thing again. I've
Well,
never known dollar
let me
store, my
let
brother.
me let me interject and let me say this, that Levi has come. You and your dog, boy, I swear.
I don't know what the hell's going on. Apparently, dogs.
You better check outside, make sure ain't nobody peeping in your window.
There are people in my house that are supposed to monitor the dog. Apparently, they're not doing it. So we do.
I don't worry about it. Anyway,
I was wanting to know who let the dogs out. It was me.
Yeah, clearly. So I knew Levi when Levi started, and I give props where props is due. He's come a long way from where he was. So to see Levi over, and here's the crazy part. Again, I followed you guys. I have no other choice. I work with Steve, so he's going to plug CSW regardless. And I still got,
brothers.
Yeah.
and I got love for CSW. Always.
Dude, think he's swole.
Oh man,
But,
are you kidding me? This is cut right here.
Don't bust out that shirt, please. But so Levi stepped up his game. Levi asked me many moons ago, and the planet far away. But he asked me for advice, and clearly he took it. And it's benefited him. And again, I've watched the people he's managed, watched the factions and stables he's had. And I think, as they say, the stars have aligned and the planets are in orbit. And this Friday, you're gonna get more than you bargained for, Mr. GM. You want high energy and fast pace. I believe you're gonna get it, but at the end of the night, like I say, I won't be shocked on Sunday morning if I look at my phone and see there's a new Metro Division champ. But that's I don't even say it's because of shenanigans, but when you've got a manager in your corner, the manager is another set of eyes, so he sees something that you might not necessarily see in the ring. So guess what? If he can communicate that to his client and his client can take advantage of that, and Jake doesn't have that. Jake goes out there and he depends on the fans. And I'm not knocking the fans, but Levi be right there with Jax.
Yeah.
So he has no problem with saying, hey, look, his left arm is hurt. His right knee is not moving so well. Again, you have to understand. I kind of know Levi. So if Levi is anything like me, he study tapes on Jake Andrews.
Yeah.
He has formulated a plan, again, because they couldn't have got here without a plan. So guess what? They got the plan, and the plan was for you to give up a title shot, and you did. So now, do you think they're going to go into the biggest match for them without a plan on Friday? I don't think so, Steve. So again, as they say, two minds are better than one, and you've got a young, hungry tiger, you've got money, and they'll sit there and trust me, when you walk into that locker room Friday, Steve, and you see them sitting there together, don't think that they're talking about who won the game last night. don't think about that they're talking about how awesome you look in your suit. Think about
Be awesome.
the fact that they are tightening up the screws to their plan for them to walk out with that Metro Division championship on Friday.
You might be right. They certainly are on a roll, and they've certainly got to the precipice of being champions. And they wouldn't be here if they didn't earn it. At CFW, you earn your opportunities. That has been true since day one. I also have plans myself. You're fighting Jake from wrestling, and Jake has his issues with other people. So perhaps another aspect of why I thought this would make a good match is because maybe both Jake and Jax need to have their backs watched, because who is still a little salty from being deposited through a table. So maybe having big business out there is no coincidence, because you may need to look over your shoulder for a very pissed off Marco Anthony.
I care less about him, but if you want to step out, I'll smack the taste out of his mouth too. Best believe it.
Not a fan of Marco Anthony, are you?
Who is? Am I right?
Come on, everybody loves Marco. He's misunderstood. C-Red love Marco.
Right.
C-Red manages Marco.
You manage Marco?
We got gold, baby. Yeah.
That's probably more of a business thing, and I think that's from you being a great manager.
It's always as Nino Brown said, it's always business.
That's right.
Never personal.
For sure.
Never personal.
No, you're right.
All right, so now we're going to do that crazy little segment we like to do at the end of show. It's called Rapid Fire.
I bet.
I'm going to throw out some names, and I want you to tell me what you think. And I'm going to start with Jax. And the first name I'm going to throw out at you is one we've already talked about, speaking of factions, and that's the legend that is Willie the Bomb Richardson. Tell me what you think about Willie.
Mentor. He's definitely one of my mentors. Definitely someone that taught me this business, and I appreciate what he done for me for this business and me getting where I'm at. Definitely, I was, like I said, mentor.
So I seem to remember, and you like to talk about controversial things here on the show. I seem to remember once upon a time, maybe last year, before the pandemic hit, I seem to remember, and we don't talk about this a lot, and I don't want to talk too much about it, but I want people to remember it because it was a very powerful image that I'll never forget. There was a faction in which the two of you gentlemen, along with Willie, popped up for a hot minute and then went away for a minute. Do we have any possibility of at some point those boys getting back together and doing their thing?
No comment. I don't think so. I mean, he big business over here. Show everybody, stand up and show everybody the shirt. You already got it, so But I don't think so for at least the time being. But it's never say never. You know what I'm saying? If the stars align, right. If the stars align, maybe when I do get this Metro title, maybe something like that might happen. You may never know.
Certainly made some people take notice. I'll give you guys that for
of course.
Oh yeah.
Hell, I even got a message.
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say is when I got that message and the person was like, "Watch this footage," and I watched it, and then. Did we go over the top?
I mean, did we see red?
You went over the top. You went over the bar. You went over the roof. You went over the moon.
Oh man!
I'll just say this. That in the day and times that we live in, things like that, a lot of people aren't ready to hear.
Okay.
They're not ready to have it in their face, and see that's the difference. See, if you see it on the news, you cut the damn news and change the channel.
Okay.
If you read it in the paper, you just close the paper or turn the page. You guys were live in their face.
Yes, you were.
The only thing they could have possibly have done is got up and walked out And I heard people, I heard a couple of people did that, and I heard a couple of people say some other stuff that wasn't so politically correct. There we go. See,
Okay.
I can use correct terms. I'm an educator. I can use correct terms.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's about being over the top. I just think that let's just call it for what it is. We live in a world where everything is too damn sensitive now.
Okay.
Oh, my brother.
You
Right
know,
on the point, man.
you know,
sensitive.
we
It's crazy.
we you know,
Cancel culture.
anytime Pepe Le Pew can be taken out of a movie.
Exactly.
Come on now. I grew up watching Pepe Le Pew. He taught me how to
Me
kiss.
too, brother.
He told
This is just
Hey, Red, you and I grew up in an era of hardcore, man. We grew up watching.
I don't even say it was hardcore. We just
Lethal Weapon, RoboCop.
you watch stuff, whether it was movies, whether it was cartoons, whether whatever.
Yep.
And if you didn't like it, you didn't watch it, or
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
I realized this world was changing. If you guys have ever watched The Lion King, and there's a part in Lion King where
Which
Simba
one?
lays
94?
down,
The one in
and the
94?
dust,
Yeah.
the original, and the dust blows up. And if you slow the frame down clearly,
It
you
says
have
sex.
to super slow it down. The word sex appears in the dust.
Really?
And people just threw a fit. Oh, how can you have sex? The words, and it was like, who has enough time in their life to slow a movie down frame by frame? Just watch the movie and enjoy it. If you don't like it, take it out.
Go watch.
It's just like
Go watch. You know, again, we've become, and I'm not saying we shouldn't be sensitive, because here's the thing: we should be sensitive to each other's feelings and needs. But at the same time, does that necessarily mean we have to take away things that make everybody uncomfortable? Because if it makes you uncomfortable, you should start looking in the mirror and asking yourself, why am I uncomfortable?
That is the wisest thing you're going to hear on this show. I
right
feel
on the point.
I feel a little controversial. I feel like I want to say something controversial to make everybody, I don't know, you might hate me for it. You might not.
Okay.
Matter to me because, you know, it's partly my show.
Yeah.
I think the new Space Jam movie is going to suck eggs.
I agree with you 100%. It is because
Get out of here, this LeBron society.
exactly. Space Jam is Michael Jordan's world, not LeBron James. I mean, much respect to LeBron, but there's only one Michael Jordan. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. You know, but you know, I know he tried to emulate Mike, but there's only one Mike. See, that's what gets me. People say, "Oh, man, you remind me of a Black Bobby Heenan or the next Slick." No, don't compare me to another man or the other greats. I'm original. Okay, there's no originality anymore. You know, stop rebooting, remaking things. Stop copying things. Be original. Okay, Jax Johnson, he's original. Big Business Levi's original. Steve Red is original. Okay,
Steve Irwin is original.
Steve Irwin, Willie Richardson, Marche Rocket, they're all
working
original. Okay, there's only one. You know, so yeah, I'm not wasting my money on it. You're right, Steve. I agree with you.
I did not expect that to go that way, but that was incredibly profound.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're right. You made that.
I saw Red hold his head down. Hey, Red, was I doing too much? I'm sorry, my brother.
Because I mean,
be honest with me, man.
No, first of all, you weren't doing too much. But here's my thing: I don't mind LeBron taking the reins of Space Jam. I do. My biggest issue is
Bugs Bunny sold out.
No, but when you find out that certain characters are being pulled, because like Lola Bunny,
exactly. I knew you about to hit it.
Lola Bunny in first Space Jam, she was Bugs Bunny. She was Bugs Bunny's girl, his
Thicker
eye
than a
candy,
Snicker.
his love. So
Mhm.
why all of a sudden are we now revamping Lola? I mean, can you imagine Jessica Rabbit today?
Oh
They
my
would-
God.
They would have her on with a house coat and her hair pinned up.
Exactly.
You know, so
Exactly.
I mean, again, you know, we want to give everybody their freedom, but at the same time, again, it's a cartoon.
Exactly.
If you don't want your
Dude.
kid, if you don't want your kids to see it, then just don't go see it.
Bingo. Bingo.
It's simple. Again, if I don't want my kids are grown, shit. If my grandkids, if I don't want them to see something, I'm not gonna take them.
Right.
But again, here's something that nobody has thought about, and I guarantee you, none of you have thought about. Name one cartoon that is on prime time that's for kids. I'll wait.
That's what again, Steve Red? I didn't hear you.
That's
But for kids, it's for kids. It's
One cartoon that's on prime time that's for kids.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
yeah.
None.
Let's just throw a few out. Is Family Guy directed toward kids?
Oh hell
Oh no.
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 Simpsons?
No.
No.
American Dad?
South
No.
Park.
No.
Is it South Park?
No, not South Park.
Oh, South
But
Park.
do you
No,
understand what I'm saying?
No, I get what
So
you're
the
saying.
car-
Yeah.
So the cartoons that have been out and are Simpsons and Family Guy. Oh my God, I don't know. Simpsons has been on for
Decades. That came out when I was in
They
sixth
do.
grade.
so
Telling your age, man.
these aren't about.
Hey man.
It's
It's
not
all good.
about kids. It's about
Mhm.
even if you pay attention, if you really paid attention, a lot of Disney movies aren't directed toward kids. If you listen to the jokes that they tell and
Mhm.
some of the underlying undertones, I look at stuff and be like, damn, I caught that. This little 10-year-old girl ain't gonna catch that.
Yeah.
It go over her head, and it should. She shouldn't have
Nah.
caught
Red.
that. But
See-
we live in a time where it's like, oh, but
Red.
she has on booty shorts. It's a
So?
cartoon.
Exactly.
So if your 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old husband has a rising in his pants
Pitching a tent.
over
Oh, man, we
a
are-
cartoon,
We on live air, my brother.
it's my show.
Oh,
Sure.
Then
hey,
you need to talk to him, not write a letter, get on Paramount and CBS and everybody and Disney. This is offensive.
Red.
I'm just
See,
saying.
See, Red, two things I wanted to say. First of all, I was 9 years old when my parents took me to see the first RoboCop movie back in '87. Okay. As a 9-year-old, I remember seeing, him.
You
getting
were
blown up
9
to
in
pieces.
87?
I was 9 years old. Yeah, I'm 43 now.
Christ.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
43.
Steve, I know,
yeah.
right?
Cheese and
But
rice.
anyway, I was 9 years old, walking in the theater, seeing a cop getting blown to pieces.
I was watching our movies in 1987.
I was watching a lot.
Stand down, Lando. Stand down.
Okay, I'm just saying they
Hey.
can't allow young kids today seeing an R-rated movie in the theater.
Hey.
Red, remember back the old '80s Japanese anime movies where they slice them up and tear the heart out and stuff like that?
Yeah.
They don't have
Yeah.
most of that today like they did back then.
No. I mean, you can find it on Netflix, which
Right.
that Mortal Kombat is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But I'm talking about the cartoon.
Oh, the cartoon. Oh yeah, I see
Yeah.
the cartoon as well, man.
Yeah, but you don't see that. So I mean, but again, that's because everybody is we live in a sponsorship society. Everything has somebody is watching, and the crazy part is our business. I'm shocked, that we haven't been censored, because
Get to that. I'm gonna say something.
when you watch
Talking.
Raw, you watch A&E, you watch whatever program you watch, I'm surprised they aren't making these women come out in full Amish getup. I mean, I'm just saying, because and I wouldn't be shocked if it happened, because everybody is so sensitive.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
this group that says yay, and you got this group that says nay.
Yep.
And nobody just wants to. How about, ladies and gentlemen, we just sit back and be entertained.
Exactly.
Whatever that form of entertainment
Exactly.
is. So whether it's movies, whether it's music, whether it's cartoons, whether it's anime, whatever, if it is your thing, then sit back, relax, enjoy, and be entertained.
Yep.
If it's not your cup of tea, then guess what? Go drink your cup of tea.
Well, see, it's like back in with wrestling. Okay, back in the day, they used to get hit with the chairs, blood be all over the place. And you don't see that as much anymore.
Well, you don't see that on TV. Well,
maybe a little bit in AEW.
You don't see that, I say, in Stanford. In
Britt
Florida,
Baker bled like a stuck pig against Doug.
But Red, you're not going to see the ravishing Rick Rude pulling the young lady out the crowd and Heenan talking about, okay, who wants to sit up here and give this good-looking gentleman a big kiss, and then he'll offer money out, and then he'll act like he's sticking his tongue down their throat. If that was happening today, people would go excuse my French, ape shit, and be so offended.
They would.
But this is in the 80s. I was 5,
but you got to look at
watching this.
So you look
and it made money back then.
But you look at, again, it was his gimmick, which was perfect. But again, I don't know. I think if it was done today, it would be about who the person is that's doing it.
Right, exactly.
And again, Steve, I give him a lot of shit, but Steve has the hardest job in the world, because Steve has to deal with all of you in the locker room and then deal with fans. And that's the hardest complaint, because when you look across your desk and you see this fan complained about this and this fan complained about that, the building was too hot, the building was too cold, there's not enough parking, Jax Johnson should have wore a shirt, Levi, dude, I've been around, I've heard it all.
Go ahead.
Levi's suit should have been a different color. Steve Boz needed more body oil.
That's not possible.
Sometimes you get the most ridiculous complaints from fans. And the problem is, and it's not even a problem, you're not going to make everybody happy. You're not. And we live in a world where that's the problem. You're trying to make everybody happy, but you're doing a Steve thing when you're stirring the pot. But here's the problem. There's nothing in the pot to stir, but you create something to stir so we can all live uncomfortable. And ladies and gentlemen, anybody that's watching this show, I know that's not you, but you know someone. You know someone that likes to stir the pot, that is happy Pepe Le Pew is gone, that is
He'll come back.
And here's the crazy part, and I see, there you go, Steve. Pepe Le Pew is gone, but I guarantee you, if I turn on my TV on Sunday, I'm still gonna see Brian, the dog, do something stupid, Stewie do something stupid, Bart do something stupid, Homer do something stupid, but yet, ladies and gentlemen, they're still on the air. So when you figure this out, that why a skunk can't kiss another skunk to show skunk love. Skunk need love too, ladies and gentlemen. Why can't the world just be full of love and we all just love one another?
And on
Amen.
that note,
Amen. Amen.
Ah.
Well said.
cartoon erections and skunk love
Jesus.
are the take-home points of this show.
Ooh, man.
This Friday night in Franklin Park, Jax Johnson goes for the gold.
New champ, new Metro champ, new
Bring
He's gonna
Metro
get that
champ.
ice around his waist.
Bring his client to the promised land, and I'll have the best seat in the house for it. We want to thank you boys for coming and sitting in with us tonight.
Thank you.
Entertaining as hell, and I hope we can have you back real soon. Join C-Red and me next week when our guest will be the Bruiser, Max Holiday. So
Max gonna be on that show?
Max gonna be on this show.
Oh hell!
So we'll see you next week. We'll see you next week. Yeah, what?
Hey,
Closing us out.
I know, but on the
My wife is yelling at me from the other room. A power hour is 60 minutes, not 75.
Hey,
why do you think the dog was barking? She
but she
overtime.
Tell her to give me 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's show is dedicated to 2 people. My sister-in-law, Kim. We laid you to rest yesterday. I love you. We miss you so much.
Rest in peace.
And the other one is my infamous, as he called me, cousin, Jerome Young, aka New Jack. Bro, you meant a lot. You were the most controversial person we know on this planet.
Woo!
But you entertain and you put your body on the line for us. Each and every night you step between those ropes, New Jack, and people like me, Jax and Levi would not be here if we were not standing on your shoulders. So we salute you. Prayers go out to your family, and rest in peace, brother.
Don't need to say more than that. This Friday night, Franklin Park, Jax Johnson, Big Business Levi in attendance. CSW presents With a Vengeance. We'll see you next week. Thank you for joining us. This has been the Power Hour. I'm Steve. That's the Urban Sensation. We will catch you on the flip side, folks. Good night.